for your master degree, and you will spend your lakhs of rupees, and after that you will be filing your registration and take the license to practice there. Similarly, it is happening in India also. Without the license and registration, you can't practice in India too. So they are also following the same regulations. So you can apply after your master degree for the license. Once you get the license, you can practice. So we will not recommend this option at the beginning. Why? Because it is too expensive also. It's not everyone's cake to have that track, pursue that track, spend 2 years, spend 50, 60 lakh rupees and write for the examination and then apply for the license. So here what we suggest the second option, which is the council examination. So you can become a registered license holder, registered healthcare practitioner, registered pharmacist there without going ahead with your study abroad, without spending very less amount and very less time also. At least 6 months to 1 year, you will reach out there and you will start working there in abroad. So this is we called council examination. So this is the second track. You will have to write the council examination, whether it is pharmacist, MBBS doctors, nurses. So they have to write the council examination to become a registered healthcare practitioner. So for the council, if we talk about APC, Australian Pharmacy Council, they conduct the examination called KAPS, Knowledge Assessment of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and which is conducted by the Australian Pharmacy Council. Once you clear that examination, then you can file your license and become a registered healthcare practitioner there. So I'll discuss in brief about in about like second slide and third slide. So this is today's we are going to discuss about the what all roles available in pharmacy. So 90% of the job in Australia lies in retail pharmacist and hospital pharmacist because they need very skilled professionals in pharmacy. 90% jobs are actually in retail and hospital pharmacy. So for the if you want to become a retail pharmacist or hospital pharmacist, you will have to follow the same above process like initial skill assessment, then CAPS examination, and then English training because it is an English country. So you'll have to write the English exam also, either IELTS, OET, or PT. Similarly, it applies in hospital pharmacist also. If you want to become a hospital pharmacist, if you want to work as a pharmacist in hospital, you will have to write the CAPS examination. So first steps is going to be initial skill assessment, document verification, then CAPS examination, then English test, right? For the third option called industrial pharmacist. So if you want to work as an industry pharmacist, then you need to have 2 years of work experience as an industry pharmacist there in India. And if you are working in industry in India, having 2 years of experience, you can skip the CAPS examination, apply for your skill assessment, and take the English test. And thereafter, you are good to go ahead and apply for the visa and visa process. You can go ahead after that. Similarly, there is no CAPS examination for pharmacy technician role also. So pharmacy technician is the one who helps the registered pharmacist in a pharmacy. So there are big pharmacies there in Australia. So around single pharmacy there in Australia, because there'll be a pharmacy manager, there'll be a pharmacy technician, there'll be retail pharmacist, hospital pharmacist, right? So these kind of roles are available in a particular pharmacy. So if you want to become to assist the registered pharmacy there in the pharmacy, so you can skip that CAPS examination and apply for the experience as a pharmacy technician in India if you want to become a pharmacy technician there in Australia. Then last option is going to be like university lecturer. So there must be a lot of professors also will be attending, must be attending this webinar. So if you guys have 2 years of experience and you are holding very strong profile and did your M.Pharm or PhD and holding very good profile, and like you have written a lot of publications, most cited publications, journals, then you can apply for this role. But I would suggest that there are low opportunities and no opportunities because they do have only 8 pharmacy colleges in entire Australia. In India, there are close to 7,000 colleges. Now you can make a comparison that what all opportunities will be available in universities and colleges if they have very limited colleges. Similarly, it is going to apply in industrial pharmacists also because they do have very limited industries there. They used to buy medicines from India and China. So these two profiles are having low opportunities and I would say no opportunities. So don't go ahead with these two, university lecturership or as an industrial pharmacist, because if you find out a job, if you struggle and find out a job also as an industrial pharmacist, and at last, like after working few years, if you're not able to find out a job, good job, and find out a transfer your job or resign from one place to and find out the another job, you may not be able to find a suitable job, right? If you're not working in a suitable job, you may be able to, you may require to switch those jobs. But if you have not registered there, you will not be able to work in retail pharmacist as a retail pharmacist or in hospital pharmacist because you have not taken the KAPS examination and you haven't registered yourself with the body called AFRA. So if you don't hold the license, then it will be very difficult for you to survive there and work for a longer period of time. So it is recommended, being an educator, it is recommended that you should at least clear the KAPS examination, follow this track, work as a retail pharmacist or hospital pharmacist, and then you can grow your career there in Australia. So there are major minor differences I can say also in Australia and New Zealand. These are neighboring countries, and the steps are going to be similar for New Zealand, Australia. Like first, in initial skill assessment, your document verification, your KAPS examination, and then your English test. But what all the difference between New Zealand and Australia is that if you fail in KAPS examination, Australia is going to give you unlimited attempts to attempt the examination. But in New Zealand, you will be having only 2 attempts. So if you fail in New Zealand for attempting the KAPS examination twice, you cannot retake the examination in New Zealand. But here in Australia, you can take unlimited times. You can take the examination, clear the examination, and start working. Second difference is like you need to have at least 1 year of work experience in New Zealand, where Australia accept your application as an intern pharmacist there without any experience. So in Australia, zero experience is required, right? And after getting the license, if you are started working in Australia, you can easily transfer your license to New Zealand. You can easily transfer your license from New Zealand to Australia and start working in any of the country. So these major differences are there between New Zealand and Australia, but the process is going to be the same. Now I'll speak about the initial skill assessment. So initial skill assessment is we call document evaluation, where you need to produce all of your documents, your Bachelor of Pharmacy, Master of Pharmacy, pharmd degree, transcript, registration as a pharmacist with the State Pharmacy Council, passport, national ID proof, and birth certificate and passport size photograph. Once you give this to academically is responsible to make this process done for you. And this process is actually going to be done by academically with Australian Pharmacy Council called APC. And for this process, you need to pay APC 1310 Australian dollar, which comes around 70 to 75,000 rupees, Indian rupees. Once you pay this much amount, they will take 4 to 8 weeks of time, and then they will evaluate all of your documents. Once you found eligible, once you found your degree valid, then they will say that you are good to go ahead and sit in the examination. So examination are going to be held 3 times in a year, and you need not to go out of the country to write the examination. So there are 8 centers in India where you can book your exam, book your timing, walks into the center and attempt your examination online. So like we do have the center in Chennai also, where you can attempt your examination there. And for this process, academically will help you for this process, and it will be easily done. And once it is done, you can take the examination. So KAPS examination called Knowledge Assessment of Pharmaceutical Sciences. So they are going to judge your basic pharmaceutical sciences skills, whether you have or not, to make you eligible to practice there, because they don't know that which degree you have done. If you have done B Pharmacy, PharmD, they are not aware of your college, how your college is teaching you. Is college is like accredited or not, right? So they are going to do the evaluation first. Once you found pretty much eligible, then you'll have to write the examination. So they are going to check your basic skills, pharmaceutical sciences skills. And for the examination, you need to pay 2,230 Australian dollar. So once you pay that 2,230 Australian dollar and take the examination online, then your examination result will be announced in 2 to 3 weeks. So what it contains. So KAPS examination is going to cover following 4 domains, right? The one is pharmaceutics, therapeutics, pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmacology, and physiology. So there are 2 papers, 100 questions each in the paper. Passing marks is 50%, and you need to score each paper 50% to pass the examination. And once, if you fail in particular paper, you will have to repeat the same paper. There is no negative marking, and we provide 4 months of training and extensive training to make you eligible to crack the examination at your first attempt, because we are going to assess your skills in between the training. So there are 3 months of live sessions which are going to be conducted by academically, and for the last month you're going to revise all of the things which you have learned in 3 months. Once you complete your 4 months, in between the training itself, we are going to assess your skills in the form of mock test. So if you're performing very well in the mock test, you will be able to clear the examination at your first attempt. If you're not performing well in the test, you continue preparing yourself and attempt the examination, upcoming examination, whenever you are comfortable to take the examination. Don't make yourself in hurry that you'll have to take the examination and you, without performing well in the mock test, if you're taking the examination and you fail, then you will have to pay the same amount, 2,230 Australian dollar each and every time whenever you are going to retake the examination. So that's why we are going to assess your skills so that you will be able to clear your examination at your first attempt, and you will not waste your money unnecessarily in re-attempting the examination. Once you clear the examination, then you will be having your result, which is going to announce in maximum 2 to 3 weeks of time, and you will be receiving an email from APC, Australian Pharmacy Council, your skill assessment letter, where they will mention your result and your points and everything, right? So these are the centers which are available: Delhi, Noida, Gurgaon, Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. So as I told you that Chennai is your nearest location, and if Bangalore also nearest, you can walks into the center, book your examination on the particular date and time, walks into the center and attempt the examination. The examinations are going to be conducted 3 times in a year: March, July, and November. This is the article which is published by one of the company called Tutor. They have published, we do have 94% of our success rate. So 100 people are attempting the examination, 94 people are clearing the examination, right? So it is very good success rate. So that's why I told you that we keep preparing yourself until you pass the examination. And we keep tracking your skills also until you pass the examination. So we will suggest you, if you perform well, we will suggest you to take the examination now, then and there. So the chances are very high. If you perform very well in the mock test, you will be able to clear your examination at your first attempt. Once you clear this examination, you're going to write the English training program, either OET, PT, or IELTS. So in IELTS, you need 7 individual bands, and for PT, you require 65 points each, and you need to write in every test, you need to write academics, not general, not generic test. Okay. This is the pathways for the industrial pharmacist. As I told you that they require 2 years of work experience. If you want to skip your KAPS examination, don't want to write the KAPS examination, you can file your skill assessment, your document evaluation after giving your entire documents. We will do your skill assessment. Once your skill assessment completed in 4 to 8 weeks, then you can take the PT examination, IELTS or OET examination, and then you file your EOI and visa. You start working there after finding out a job. But this is very not suggested, because there are limited industries available. So as I told you that they do have very limited industries there. They used to buy the medicine from India and China. So there are low scope. But if you want to become only industrial pharmacist, we will help you in the same pathway also. So you can apply by following the skill assessment, English examination, and visa process. For the pharmacy technician, as I told you, that these guys are going to be the assistant to a registered pharmacist. So if you want to become an assistant to a registered pharmacist there in Australia and New Zealand, you'll have to follow the same pathway. You need to have a 1 year of experience with you and follow with the skill assessment, document evaluation, and then English examination, and then you can file your EOI and visa. So you can start finding out a job. Once you get a job, you can start working there in Australia and New Zealand. These are the visas available. So now I'm going to tell you that once you complete your examination called KAPS, then you will be clearing your English assessment test. Once you clear both of them, then you will have to file your EOI and visa process. So in the visa process, what you'll have to do is you'll have to identify at least 5 states where you are intended to work there, and you will have to share complete details with the body which closely working with the governments there in Australia. They are going to assess everything. So they are going to have your date of birth, like how old are you, how many dependents on you, whether you are married or not, what is your performance in the English, what is your performance in the KAPS, and overall they are going to consider, and they are going to give you certain points. Once you achieve certain points, then you can apply those PR visas. So these 3 visas are going to be the skilled visas where you need to earn certain points, right? So 191, 491, 190 subclasses, and 407, the training visa, right? So I would like to tell you that these skilled visas, the PR visas, You can apply based on your points, and you need to have minimum 65 points to apply those PR visas. Once you have those PR visas, you can easily go there. And 491 is actually a regional sponsored visas, which is sponsored by their local state government, and yeah, there's no company are going to sponsor you. Only the government is going to sponsor you. That they do have lot of requirement for the pharmacist, so they do sponsor the visa and require lot of pharmacists to onboard as a pharmacist there. So if you are applying for the regional sponsored visa, you will be getting additional point also, and you will score very well, and chances of the getting job, it's very easy there, because they require very skilled professionals to migrate there and work for a longer period of time, and they used to give a permanent residency visa there. So once you apply for after clearing both the examination, you apply for as an intern pharmacist. So first role is going to be the intern pharmacist. So you will be having the internship, and it is going to be the paid internship, and you are going to earn in the internship also 3 to 5 lakh rupees per month minimum as an intern there, and you'll have to work under the supervision of the registered pharmacist there in the retail pharmacy or hospital pharmacy. Once you complete your internship for 8 to 9 months and complete your 800 hours, which is required to complete your internship, thereafter you can write a clinical trial, which is going to be a practical test. So whatever you have learned in your tenure of the internship, they are going to ask the same questions. And the 99% people are passing this examination because it's not really tough. It is very easy. Why? Because they are going to teach you the regulations, rules, how you are going to deal with patients, right? And everything. And it is very easy if you are working like 8 to 9 months, it is very easy to mug up those things and perform in front of the examiner after completion of your internship. So once you pass that practical test, then you can file your license, your registration with the body called APRA in Australia. And once you got the registration or license, then you start working as an independent pharmacist there in retail or hospital pharmacy. As I told you that there are 90% of job lies in retail and hospital pharmacy there in Australia and New Zealand. And you can become a retail pharmacy after intern pharmacist. Then you can find out a job in hospital pharmacy, work as a hospital pharmacist, or you can become a consultant pharmacist also, or clinical pharmacist. So there may be a pharmd graduates also here in the webinar. So they can become a clinical pharmacist also. There are certain examination after becoming a retail pharmacist or hospital pharmacist. If you want to become a clinical pharmacist, you will have to write those examination and become a clinical pharmacist. As pharmd graduates, especially, they do have a very beautiful career there as a clinical pharmacist there in Australia and New Zealand. So their average salary is going to be like 80 to 120k Australian dollar per year. So it is going to be around 55 to 60 lakh rupees per annum. And if I talk about 3 to 5 lakh per month, it is going to be in India for 1 year salary of a pharmacist there in India. And the average time is going to be taken 6 months to 1 year. So in 2 months, you can spend your skill assessment, 4 months of training, and then you will take 1 month of English proficiency training, and then you can write and clear the examination. Visa will take maximum 1 month or 2 months to get a visa and fly down there and start working there as an intern pharmacist there. It won't take much time. These are some of the reviews which we have from our learners. So Abdul is there in your campus. Now I'll be happy to take your questions and answer your questions if you have any. You can ask your questions in Tamil, Malayalam, or Hindi, English, whatever language you are comfortable in. We would be happy to help you answering those questions. Abdul, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask on behalf of your students.
Few students requested me
who is here?
in Tamil.
Yeah, Abdul?
Few students request me to deliver the speech in Tamil.
Okay.
So I'm going to explain them, sir. I think I can handle the QA section also. So yeah.
So I would Abdul, I would request sir to come online and say a few words, and then he can move on, right? Because
Yes,
sir has joined, right? So sir has joined. If sir can say hi, hello to all of our aspirant students there, and then
Yes.
sir can move on. We can take the questions after.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hi, Amin. Hi, Abdul.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm here. I was listening. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm here.
Yeah, great. So, sir, I've like introduced, given the introduction in my brief presentation to all of them. So just you can say hi, hello, and then you can move on if you have any other work, and we can handle those questions, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. So I will just quick chit chat. So if you have any questions, I think Amin and Abdul will take care. So or if you have anything, I'm here, so you can ask. So in Australia, basically, I'm also a pharmacist, basically from India. I had my diploma in pharmacy, bachelor of pharmacy, pharmd PB from India. Then I moved to work in Malaysia 4 years. Now, last 6 years, I'm living in Australia. Okay. So many students will complain in India, basically there is no scope for pharmacy. Pharmacy is not a good course, right? So this is not true. Even abroad, a lot of scope, especially in Australia and New Zealand. We are here to help you. So any student in general can pass this exam. This exam is very easy exam as compared to like our GPAT or NIPER JE or any other exam. You just need to score only 50% in this in this exam, and no negative marking. So very easy exam, and we provide coaching for this 4 month, a 3 month live coaching plus 1 month revision. So 4 months is enough to pass this exam. So hardly, basically, you just need to study 3 hours per day for 90 days. You can clear this exam in your first attempt if you are looking to migrate to Australia and New Zealand. This is what I want to say. Or if you have any questions, let us know. We can address.
Thank you so much, sir, for attending this and addressing the students' crowd. Now you can move on. We will take their questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Abdul, now I request you to deliver in Tamil, right? And you can ask if they have any questions. I would be here to address their questions. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure. I will handle it.
Sure.